Imagine a city like 6,000 years ago. It didn't have tons of natural resources, not really,
Yeah.
but it became the wealthiest city in the ancient world.
Yeah, it's amazing. And not through luck, right? It was because the citizens, they actually mastered these simple universal laws about money.
Exactly. And what if those same principles, those timeless laws, could genuinely transform your financial future, starting right now?
Well, that's what we're doing in this deep dive. We're journeying back, way back to ancient Babylon. That legendary city, this real beacon of prosperity.
And we're unpacking The Richest Man in Babylon. It's this collection of parables from 1926, timeless stuff.
Incredibly timeless. And it lays out such a clear path, really actionable, to understanding how you acquire wealth, how you keep it, and crucially, how you make it grow.
And it's not like some dry textbook, is it? It's all through these stories, these really engaging characters like Bansir, the chariot builder who's struggling.
Right, and Kabi the musician.
Yeah. And then there's Arkad, the wise rich guy, and Dabasir, the ex-slave who turns things around.
So our mission here is basically to pull out those really powerful, practical nuggets of wisdom from way back then.
Think of it as like a shortcut to getting really well informed about personal finance. We're talking surprising facts, actionable insights, all from the place where financial understanding kind of began.
And you'll see it's kind of astonishing. The laws governing money today, they are fundamentally the same as they were 6,000 years ago.
It really hits you when you picture Babylon, doesn't it? The city of grandeur and squalor, you know?
Yeah.
Dazzling wealth right next to dire poverty.
Yeah, rich chariots splashing mud on barefoot beggars. It wasn't some utopia. It was a real bustling ancient city full of the same human struggles we see now.
Totally. And right there in that setting, we meet Bansir, the chariot builder, and Kavi, the musician.
So relatable.
Absolutely. They're working super hard in supposedly the richest city in all the world, but, their purses are empty. They're living on sour goat's milk and porridge.
And their big question, the one they keep asking, is just why? Why can't we get any gold when there seems to be so much around for others?
And the penny drops, doesn't it? They realize, wait a minute, we're great at our crafts, building chariots, making music, but we've never actually tried to understand wealth itself. We haven't learned the rules of the game.
And that realization, that's the key. It leads them to seek out Arkad.
Ah, Arkad, the richest man in Babylon. So rich, even the king comes to him for financial advice.
Yeah, and the fascinating thing is his old friends, they were once his equals, right? But now they're struggling while Arkad's wealth just seems to keep growing faster than he can even spend it.
And Arkad's response when they ask him why, it's just this pure spark of wisdom. He tells them, look, if you have not acquired more than a bare existence, it is because you either have failed to learn the laws that govern the building of wealth, or else you do not observe them.
Wow. Talk about direct, no punches pulled there.
None at all. He basically throws out the whole idea of fickle fate, just deciding who's rich and who's poor.
Exactly. He says, look, unearned gold, money that just falls into your lap, it often leads to ruin anyway. Either you spend it like crazy or you become a miser.
Right.
The real point, he argues, is that wealth is power. It's a tool. It enables delight for the senses and gratification for the soul. It's not just about hoarding coins.
And the best part? Arkad started from nothing. Humble beginnings. He decided consciously to claim his share through time and study.
It really puts the power back in your hands, doesn't it? It's about agency, intentionality.
So Arkad has this deep understanding later on. But how did he actually begin? What was that first step he took when he had, as the book says, not to show for his work?
Well, his journey started when he was just a scribe, working long hours, carving records onto clay tablets, but feeling like he wasn't getting anywhere financially.
Just like Bansir and Kabi, really.
Pretty much. The turning point, the big one, comes late one night. He's working for Algamish, this rich money lender.
Ah, the mentor figure.
Exactly. Arkad's supposed to copy the ninth law onto a tablet for just 2 coppers. But instead of just taking the money,
He bargains.
he bargains. Not for more copper, but for wisdom, financial wisdom.
Brilliant move. And Algamish drops this truth bomb that sounds so simple, but it changes everything.
He says, a part of all I earned was mine to keep, and so will you.
A part of all I earned was mine to keep. It sounds almost too obvious.
Right. And Arkad is confused at first, just like we might be, but isn't all I earn mine to keep?
Yeah, I pay my bills. What's left is mine.
But Algamish hits him with this insight. No. You pay the garment maker, you pay the sandal maker, you pay for food, you pay everyone else first, you labor for others.
That hits home.
Then he lays out the simple math. If you just save 1/10, just 10% consistently, in 10 years, you'll basically have saved a whole extra year's income. Just for you.
And this is where that amazing Babylonian imagery comes in, right? The golden slaves.
Yes. Algamish tells him, every gold piece you save is a slave to work for you. Every copper it earns is its child that also can earn for you.
Building an army of golden slaves.
Yeah.
That's a powerful visual. Much better than just saving money.
It really is. But, Arkad's first try, it doesn't go quite to plan.
Classic beginner's mistake incoming.
Totally. He starts saving his 10th, feels good about it, but his first investment, he gives his savings to Asmur, the brickmaker.
A brickmaker? Oh, dear.
To buy rare jewels from afar, which predictably turn out to be worthless pieces of glass.
Ouch. Algamish's lesson is pretty sharp. Every fool must learn. Why trust the knowledge of a brickmaker about jewels? Would you go to the bread maker to inquire about the stars?
Good point. Stick to experts in their field. Don't ask a baker about astronomy.
It's all about seeking competent advice. Advice is free, Algamish says, but only take what's worth having.
So Arkad dusts himself off, tries again.
He does, saves up again. This time he gives gold to Agar, the shield maker, to buy bronze. The idea is Agar will pay him rental income from the bronze. Okay, sounds a bit more sensible. Using it for a business.
It is.
Yeah.
And he does earn rental, but what does he do with the profit?
Uh-oh. Let me guess. Feasts. New tunic.
Bingo. He ate the children of his savings, as Algamish puts it, spent the earnings instead of reinvesting them.
Ah, the temptation.
Algamish warns him again. How can your slaves work for you if you eat their children? You've got to build the army first. Let them grow before you start enjoying the spoils.
So it wasn't just one magic lesson. It was a process.
Absolutely. Arkad's eventual success, his immense wealth, it came down to nailing 3 things consistently. 1, live on less than you earn, that 10% rule. 2, seek advice only from people competent to give it.
The no brickmakers for jewels rule.
Exactly. And 3, make your gold work for you. Make it multiply. Put those golden slaves and their children to work.
And that disciplined approach is what eventually led to the partnership with Algamish, the inheritance.
Right. But Arkad always stressed, opportunity is a haughty goddess who wastes no time with those who are unprepared. You have to be ready.
It's not luck, it's readiness. And speaking of readiness, I love his take on willpower.
Oh yeah, that's counterintuitive, isn't it?
Totally. It's not about gritting your teeth. He says it's the unflinching purpose to carry a task you set for yourself to fulfillment.
And he builds it with tiny things, like throwing a pebble in a stream every single day.
It sounds silly, but the point was building the habit of completion, training yourself to follow through so you can tackle the big important things.
That consistency muscle, build it small, use it big.
So Arkad figures this out for himself, becomes mega rich, and then the king notices.
Yeah, King Sargon, he's done all these big public works projects, built canals, temples, but realizes, hang on, the gold is still ending up with just a few people. Most citizens are still poor.
A familiar problem, even today. Wealth concentration.
Very familiar. So the king asks Arkad, basically, can you teach everyone else how to do what you did? He tasks him to teach the 7 cures for a lean purse.
Right, spreading the wisdom. So, cure number 1, is it basically pay yourself first again?
It is. It's the foundation. Start thy purse to fattening. Save at least 1/10 of everything you earn. Non-negotiable.
He uses that great analogy of the egg merchant, right? Put 10 eggs in the basket, only take 9 out.
Eventually, the basket overflows. Simple as that. And he adds, you'll be surprised how easily you get by on the 9/10.
Okay, makes sense. Cure 2.
Control thy expenditures. And this immediately tackles that objection. But how can I save a 10th when I don't even have enough for my necessary expenses?
The $1 million question, or the 10 copper question back then.
Exactly. And Arkad's insight here is just brilliant. He says, what each of us calls our necessary expenses will always grow to equal our incomes unless we protest to the contrary.
Whoa. Read that again. Our necessary expenses grow to meet our income.
Unless we fight back. It's like lifestyle inflation baked into human nature thousands of years ago.
So what's the fix?
Budgeting. Seriously, figure out what's truly a necessity versus just a desire. Track where your money goes. And then you have to actively defend that first 10th you're saving from casual wishes.
It's a battle against ourselves, really, our own desires.
It really is. It's psychology as much as math, which leads nicely into Cure 3. Make thy gold multiply.
Okay, so we've saved the 10th, we're controlling spending, now make the savings work.
Precisely. That saved money can't just sit there. It needs to labor and reproduce, put those golden slaves to work.
This is the compounding part again.
Yes, the magic of compounding. He illustrates it with a farmer whose 10 pieces of silver, invested wisely through rental, grow to 167 pieces over 50 years. It becomes this constant stream of wealth flowing back to you.
50 years seems long, but the principle holds. Start early, let it grow. Cure 4.
Guard thy treasures from loss. This is crucial. Arcad warns, misfortune loves a shining mark. Easy money attracts trouble.
So protect your capital.
That's the primary rule he gives for investing. Security of your principal. Don't get suckered in by romantic desires to make wealth rapidly.
He brings up his own mistake again, the brickmaker.
He does, to hammer home the point. Consult people who are actually wise and handling money for profit. A smaller, safe return is way better than risking everything on a get-rich-quick scheme.
Okay, but let me push back slightly there. In our modern world, with inflation, is just security of principle enough? If your money is safe, but losing value every year.
That's a really fair point, and I think Arcad's wisdom adapts. The spirit is, don't be reckless, don't chase scams, but men wise in handling money today would absolutely factor in inflation.
So the modern equivalent is seeking advice on prudent, diversified growth strategies that account for inflation, not just hiding cash under the mattress.
Exactly. It's still about knowledge, caution, and expert counsel, but applied to today's realities. It's not about being naive or overly greedy.
Got it. Makes sense. Cure 5.
Make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Basically, own your own home.
Ah, the age-old advice. Why did Arcad think it was so important?
Several reasons. It reduces your living costs over the long haul, right? No more rent payments eventually. That frees up money for savings or other desires.
Right.
Plus, he talks about the confidence it brings, a sense of security, a place that's yours. And financially, it becomes a valuable asset where your main cost eventually just becomes taxes or upkeep.
A foundation. Okay. Cure 6.
Ensure a future income. This is all about planning ahead, preparing for when you can no longer earn, old age, and also protecting your family if something happens to you.
So long-term security.
Yes. He talks about houses and lands as good, enduring investments for this, and he tells this great story about a sandal maker.
Oh, yeah.
Saved just 2 small pieces of silver a week. Tiny amount. But over 8 years, it added up to over 1,000 silver pieces. And projected out 12 more years, it would be 4,000.
Wow. Small, consistent amounts adding up big time.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How small a regular payment, if started early and kept up, can build that secure future. It's the ancient version of retirement funds, insurance, building those impregnable walls.
Which brings us to the last one, Cure 7.
And this one is fascinating. Increase thy ability to earn.
This isn't just ask for a raise.
Not at all. It's much deeper. It's about investing in yourself. Cultivating your own skills, your own powers. Study, become wiser, become more skillful, actively pursue definite goals.
So personal development as a financial strategy.
Absolutely. And he ties it to self-respect, too. Pay your debts promptly, take care of your family, make plans for your estate, show compassion.
How does that increase earning ability?
Arcad says these actions build confidence and self-respect. And when you have those, you're more likely to succeed, to earn more, to spot opportunities. He ends this part with this incredibly optimistic line. There is more gold in Babylon than thou dreamest of. There is abundance for all.
Wow. It's really an empowering message. It's not a zero-sum game.
Not at all. It's about preparing yourself to claim your share of that abundance.
Okay, so those are the 7 cures. But the book also talks about luck, right? Good luck.
It does. And the Babylonians, they thought about it a lot. Their conclusion. It's not random. It's not fate. And you definitely don't find it at the gaming tables. The odds are stacked against you there.
So where do you find it?
Well, they tell these stories. Like the merchant who missed a great land deal because he delayed, wanted to buy finer robes first. Procrastination cost him.
Or the camel buyer who was too stubborn.
Exactly. Stubbornness and delay cost him a huge profit on some sheep. A Syrian character in the story has the perfect word for them. Procrastinator.
Huh. Some things never change.
They really don't. And their big insight on luck is this. Good luck often follows opportunity, but seldom comes otherwise. Meaning luck doesn't just happen, opportunity comes along, and if you're prepared and you act, then good luck seems to follow. As they put it, men of action are favored by the goddess of good luck.
So luck is really about recognizing opportunity and seizing it, not waiting for lightning to strike.
Precisely. It's proactive, not passive. Which is a great segue into Dabasir's story.
Ah, Dabasir, the camel trader. His story is amazing. He overcame massive debt.
Massive. He'd become a slave in Syria because of his past recklessness with money, borrowing, spending, living in what he calls whirlwinds of trouble and humiliation.
What turned it around for him?
A really tough conversation with Sira, his master's wife. She basically asks him point blank, do you have the soul of a slave or the soul of a free man?
Wow. Heavy.
Yeah, and she pushes him. If thou contentedly let the years slip by and make no effort to repay, then thou hast but the contemptible soul of a slave. It was brutal, but it worked.
It shocked him into action.
Completely. He called it his colored stone moment. Suddenly, all the world seemed to be of a different color. At last, I saw the true values in life. He decided right then he would return to Babylon, pay back every single debt, and get his self-respect back.
That's incredible determination.
And he didn't just decide, he made a plan. A detailed, concrete plan etched onto clay tablets.
The famous tablets. What was the plan?
He called it his 3 purposes. 1, save 1/10 of all he earned for his future. That's cure 1 again.
Okay.
2, live on 7/10. But, crucially, with utmost care. Frugality was key.
Got it. So that leaves 2/10.
Exactly. 2/10 dedicated solely to paying off his debts, honorably and fairly, and the tablets listed every debt, every creditor by name, Faru the cloth weaver, Al-Kahad the house owner.
Making it real.
Tangible. Absolutely. He even records the tough talks he had with them. Some were angry, some threatened him, some were understanding. But he stuck to his plan. Deal impartially with all. Pay everyone back proportionally.
That takes serious guts when people are demanding money.
It does. But the later tablets, IV and V, they track his progress. His savings grow, the debts shrink, and you can just feel his self-respect returning with every payment made.
And this ancient plan actually worked for someone in modern times too, didn't it?
Yes, it's amazing. There's a letter in later editions from a Professor Shrewsbury written in 1934. He and his wife were in desperate straits, drowning in debt.
Oh, wow.
They found Dabasir's story, applied his 1-7-2 plan, 10% savings, 70% living expenses, 20% to debt repayment, and it worked. They got out of debt and built retirement savings.
That is incredible validation across millennia.
Yeah.
The power of a plan versus just.
Just drifting along, as the professor put it, Dabasir's core lesson really rings true. Where the determination is, the way can be found.
Determination and a plan. Powerful combination.
And this wisdom, it keeps getting passed down. There's another story from Kalabab, the camel trader. He shares Arkad's wisdom via his son, Nomasir.
Right. Nomasir gets a bag of gold and a test.
A test, exactly. And a clay tablet inscribed with the 5 laws of gold written by Arkad himself. His father basically says, go out, prove you can handle this goal using these laws, prove your worth.
How does Nomasir do initially? Let me guess.
Not great.
You guessed it. He makes all the classic mistakes,
Yeah.
loses money at a rigged horse race,
Ouch, gambling.
gets into a bad business partnership with someone equally inexperienced, loses more money.
So he's basically ignoring the laws his dad gave him.
Pretty much. He learns them the hard way, through failure and eventually having to work as a slave himself to survive. But through that hardship, he finally internalizes the 5 laws.
What are they? Can we recap them quickly? Sure. Law 1 is basically cure 1 again. Gold cometh gladly to any man who will put by not less than 1/10. He learns this by having to save painfully slowly from his meager earnings as a slave.
Okay. Law 2?
Gold laboreth diligently for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment. He learns this when he finally starts investing wisely with his slave master, making his small savings work, not just spending the proceeds.
Makes sense.
Law 3. Gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling. This is the don't trust the brickmaker with jewels rule again. His later success comes from investing with a group of wise, experienced men.
Right. Avoid bad advice. Law 4.
Gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep. This speaks directly to his horse race disaster and the bad partnership. Stick to what you or trusted advisors understand.
And the last one, Law 5.
Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment. Basically, avoid get-rich-quick schemes, scams, and letting wishful thinking guide your investments.
So, covering all the bases of prudent investing and saving.
Pretty much. And Nomasir, having learned these laws through bitter experience, eventually succeeds. He returns to his father not just with the original bag of gold.
But with 2 more bags.
Exactly. Proving his father's point, wisdom, understanding these laws, is of greater value than gold itself.
That's a powerful lesson. It's not just about the money, it's about the knowledge behind it.
And the book links this knowledge, this work ethic, directly to personal dignity as well. There's the story of Sharunada.
The merchant prince.
Yeah. He reveals to his partner's spoiled, entitled grandson, Hadangula, that he himself was once a slave.
Wow, another rags to riches through wisdom story.
And he shares what he learned from a fellow slave, Megiddo, who saw work completely differently. Megiddo said, "Work is the best friend I've ever known. Work, well done, does good to the man who does it. It makes him a better man."
So work isn't just a means to an end, it builds character.
That was Megiddo's view. He contrasted it with other slaves who tried to shirk or cheat the system, like Zabato and Pirate, who met bad ends. Work, done well, was the path to a better life and a better self.
And does the entitled grandson, Hadangula, get the message?
Eventually, yes. He has this epiphany. He realizes his own grandfather's success wasn't just luck or privilege. It came from a genuine passion for work, for industry.
So he changes his ways.
He does. He literally sheds his flashy, gaudy jewels and embraces hard work, realizing that work wasn't just for slaves. It could actually be a source of great pleasure and satisfaction.
That's quite a transformation.
Yeah.
It really underscores the dignity of work itself.
And it all circles back to Babylon itself, this incredible city built from basically nothing.
Right, it was in an arid valley, no forests, no mines, just fertile soil in the Euphrates River.
Exactly. Its immense wealth was entirely man-developed. Human ingenuity, human effort. Think about their engineering massive dams, huge irrigation canals.
Truly amazing feats for the time.
They were pioneers, first engineers, astronomers, mathematicians, financiers. They developed written language, invented money as we know it, promissory notes, property titles.
Just foundational contributions to civilization.
Absolutely. And those famous walls of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, they were the ultimate symbol of protection, of security.
And even though the walls themselves are dust now.
The idea remains relevant, doesn't it? That need for security, for protection. Today, our impregnable walls are things like insurance, savings accounts, dependable investments.
So the city fell, eventually. But the wisdom.
The wisdom endures. That's the paradox and the power of the book.
So we've really journeyed through these ancient tales, haven't we? And seen just how relevant these core ideas still are.
Absolutely. Pay yourself first. Control spending. Make your gold multiply. Guard it. Own your home. Ensure your future. Increase your ability to earn.
It's not just quaint stories. It's a practical guide, a blueprint almost.
It really is. Still works today.
So thinking about all this deep dive into Babylon, what really stands out to you, the listener?
Yeah, what resonates? Maybe it's Debessier's story that sheer determination can beat debt.
Or maybe it's reframing luck, realizing it follows action and opportunity. It's not just random chance.
Or maybe it's just that simple, powerful image of your savings becoming golden slaves, working for you 24/7.
Yeah, that's a strong one.
And think about that final thought from Arkad. Wealth that comes quickly goeth the same way. Wealth that stayeth comes gradually, because it is a child born of knowledge and persistent purpose.
Knowledge and persistent purpose, not luck, not schemes.
Yeah.
So if those Babylonians 6,000 years ago could build such incredible wealth from basically sand and water,
What's the real limit to your prosperity if you embrace this timeless wisdom?
what's that very next step? That small, consistent action you'll take, starting today, maybe even right now, to plant the seed for your own tree of wealth.